What fool thing is Johnny doing now? Not safe for work. Here we go. Lee Hacklin, private investigator in Swordplay, Chapter 11. Members only. My name is Ken Subarashi. This is my assistant Lee. I'm here to see Nakamura-san. I'm here to express my grief over his fallen son. The burly bouncers looked at each other, then at me. One of them said, Amachi Kudasai, and then he entered the club. Ken translated for me. He said, please wait. That's a relief. I thought he said he was going to commit suicide. Be prepared, Lee-chan. I was a Boy Scout for exactly one day. That was my sole takeaway. The burly bouncer returned and held the door open for us. Nakamura-san will see you. His office is upstairs, down the hallway, and on your left. Ken said arigato, and we entered. The music was loud, Japanese pop, catchy. There were 3 Japanese women stripping on a stage. I'm no prude, but I looked away. Ken and I started up a stairway. The burly bouncers locked the front doors and followed us up. I whispered, the floor's black. It's gonna have some red on it pretty soon, I'm guessing. Ken chuckled softly. We entered Nakamura's office, and the burly bouncers closed the door behind us. Nakamura stood in front of a mahogany desk. On a wall behind him, a katana sword was hanging. All 4 walls were adorned with framed photos of Akira's killer, Kaneda's son, Hanzo. He cleared his throat and said, you killed my son. Oh, enthusiastically. Sometimes the good guys win, Kaneda. Not tonight. I quick drew my Browning and pointed it at his head. The burly bouncers drew all 3 PPKs and pointed them at me. Have you guys seen The Spy Who Loved Me? Get this. Bond drives a car that turns into a submarine. So cool. Kaneda said, when I saw Akira enter this club on camera, I immediately recognized him. We sometimes partnered together. I avoided contact with him. I wanted him to think that he'd been accepted into our family, and I wanted him to think that I was nothing more than a retired cop. So, where do we go from here? Our sons are dead, an eye for an eye, as the Americans like to say. I propose a truce. Subarashi-san, why don't you join us? You're a successful businessman and you have influence. That's a very generous offer, Nakamura-san, but I must decline. The Yakuza are a stain on our culture. What you are a part of is what you are a part of is vermin, and vermin must be eradicated. Hanzo nodded to the burly bouncers. I perforated their skulls. America 2, Japan 0, pun intended. Ken said, you are as skilled with a gun as my father was with a sword. Well, thank you, Ken. Kaneda removed his sword from the wall. Ken drew his. He said, don't interfere, Lee-chan. This doesn't concern you. Do I have time to make popcorn? I left the room and watched from the hallway. Oh boy. Ken and Kaneda faced each other. Kaneda attacked. Ken slipped and ducked away from him. Their swords met, again and again. Kaneda cut Ken's chest open. Just a flesh wound, ma'am. Ken slid to Kaneda's side, and his blade struck his neck. It went all the way through, and Kaneda Nakamura's head fell to the floor with a disquieting thud. Holy moly. Blood dripped from Ken's sword. For my beautiful, beloved Akira. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, God loves you. And so does Johnny. Cheers.